Have you ever done something that just made you stop and think, why on earth did I do that? Like forgetting someone's name right after they said it, or suddenly pulling away from your friends for no reason. Well, today we're going to be detectives of the mind. We're going to uncover the hidden logic behind some of our most common behaviors. And here's a hint. It's not about flaws. It's about signals. Let's start decoding them.
We all have them, right? Those little quirks that can make you cringe. The name that just evaporates from your brain. The sudden urge to just ghost everyone and stay home. It's so easy to see those moments as a personal failing. But what if I told you there's a really fascinating story unfolding just beneath the surface?
Look, from a psychologist's perspective, these behaviors are almost never random. They are super important signals that your brain and your body are sending you. Think of them like messages from your subconscious. So our goal here isn't to fix you, because you're not broken, but to learn how to listen to what your mind is actually trying to say. That's where the good stuff, the real insight begins.
Okay, let's start with a classic. I'm sure every single one of us has been here. You meet someone new, you shake their hand, they say their name, and literally seconds later, poof, it's gone. Vanished. And you just feel so rude, right? But the real culprit here isn't a bad memory. It's actually your brain's wiring.
This whole thing is driven by something we call cognitive overload. And the best way to picture it is to think of your brain as a computer that has way too many tabs open at once. When you're in a social situation, you're not just listening. You're also trying to make eye contact, manage your body language, think of what you're going to say next. Maybe you're fighting off a little social anxiety. Your brain's processor is at 100% capacity. So when a totally random piece of info like a name comes along, there's just no RAM left to save it.
And here's the really fascinating part. See, a name like John is just an arbitrary sound to your brain. It doesn't have a hook to hang on. But if you said his job was baker, boom, you instantly get a mental image of bread and a chef's hat. Plus, your brain actually has a special region just for processing faces, but not for names. So while you're busy analyzing their face and trying to look engaged, that name just never gets properly filed away. It's not a memory failure, it's a processing priority problem.
Okay, so let's take that idea of being overwhelmed and just scale it way up. What happens when it's not just a single conversation that's causing the overload, but your entire social life? This leads us to a much deeper behavior, suddenly pulling away from everyone, friends and family, seemingly for no reason at all.
This slide right here gets to the absolute heart of the misunderstanding. To an outsider, someone pulling back like this can look cold, arrogant, maybe even cruel. But psychologically, what's happening on the inside is the total opposite. It is almost never an act of aggression. It's an act of psychological self-preservation. It's a desperate attempt to just keep your head above water.
So what you're seeing here isn't someone rejecting others, it's someone protecting themselves. It might be what we call a boundary awakening, that breaking point where you finally realize you just can't tolerate being treated a certain way anymore. Or it could be a need to heal after a betrayal. Or, and this is a big one, it could simply be emotional exhaustion. Being so drained from carrying everyone else's problems that you have literally no energy left for yourself. This isn't weakness, it's a sign your mind is trying to heal.
All right, we've talked about how our conscious mind copes with overload. But what about our unconscious mind? What signals does it send when we finally let our guard down completely? Well, that brings us to the fascinating world of sleep. Turns out, the position you naturally fall into at night can be a pretty powerful window into your inner world.
First up, the fetal position. If you sleep all curled up on your side, knees pulled in, well, you're in good company. It's one of the most common ways to sleep. Psychologically, this posture is all about seeking comfort and protection. It kind of takes us back to our earliest feelings of safety, which suggests a really deep and often sensitive emotional nature.
Yeah, this position is all about feeling safe and cozy. People who love it often have this tough, capable exterior they show the world, but on the inside, they're often incredibly sensitive and empathetic. They feel things really deeply, and they crave emotional security. Think of it like a hard shell, soft core kind of personality.
Next, we've got the simple side sleeper. Their body is held pretty straight, not all curled up. And unlike that protective curl of the fetal position, this posture suggests a real sense of balance and being at ease with the world around you. This open posture often reflects a personality that's pretty socially comfortable and easygoing. But don't mistake that for being naive. These folks are careful observers. They really take their time to truly trust somebody. But once you're in their inner circle, you have earned a fiercely loyal and supportive friend for life.
Now, for those of you who sleep flat on your back, with your arms at your sides, this is often called the soldier position.
And honestly, for good reason. It can signal a personality that really thrives on structure, discipline, and order.
These are often the people in our lives who hold themselves to some seriously high standards. They appreciate clear rules and a world that makes sense. They're the reliable rocks in a storm, the ones who bring stability and are not at all afraid to take charge when a situation calls for it.
And here we have the starfish sleeper. On their back, but with arms and legs spread wide, just taking up space. This is a posture of total openness, and it speaks volumes about a personality that craves freedom and independence.
This open posture really does reflect an open personality. Starfish sleepers value their freedom. They do not like feeling controlled or boxed in. But here's the beautiful paradox. While they guard their own independence so fiercely, that open nature makes them incredibly receptive to others. They're often fantastic listeners and deeply supportive friends.
Okay, our final position is sleeping on your stomach. Now, this might look like the most relaxed posture of all, right? But it can actually signal the complete opposite, a mind that is always, always on.
Seriously, don't let that relaxed posture fool you. Stomach sleepers often have minds that are just running a marathon while they're asleep. Their brains are constantly buzzing with new plans, creative ideas, and exciting possibilities. They are deeply curious people, always engaged with the world, always thinking 3 steps ahead.
So, after looking at everything from our social habits to how we sleep, what's the big takeaway here? What's the one thing I really want you to remember? It's all about shifting your perspective. And this is it. This is the single most important idea I hope you walk away with today. Your behaviors are not flaws that need to be fixed. They are messages. Whether you're forgetting a name or curling up in a ball at night, your brain isn't failing you, it's trying to protect you. So the next time you notice a quirk in yourself or even in someone else, I want you to try and replace judgment with curiosity. Just ask, what is this behavior trying to tell me?
And I'll just leave you with that final thought. Instead of judging your quirks, try listening to them. What are they trying to tell you about what you need right now? The answer, well, it just might surprise you.